What is up, everyone? Today, or this week's vlog, is a walk and talk. I am a day late. Yes, but it was Easter weekend and it was my birthday week. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Coming to you from Bali. I am back in what I consider my happy place. It is an island that I've been to 48. I have to look at all of my visas and stamps, but I want to say 48. It's my 48th visit here. Ignore my shoulder pad. And how that happens is because the visa that I usually enter the island on is 30 days. And I remember like back in 2017 when I was like fully nomadic and I was working like full-time with brands and doing a lot of gigs that required me to travel last minute. I was going to Finland for 3 days and then Hawaii for a week, and then whenever the jobs are finished or I had like a dry month, the brand would ask, well, where's home? Where do we fly you back? And I'm like, oh, you could just send me to Bali. And I'm like, oh, I have a base in Bali. I mean, I didn't have a home here, but it was where I just came to recharge in between gigs. So there were so many versions of me that were birthed in this place, and it has a special, I've always have a special place in my heart for that reason. And you could see it's not even high season, but it is peak humidity, and it's like, it's April now, so typically this is when most places start to warm up anyway. Salamat siang, Bapa. Most places start to warm up anyway, so I feel like I'm on brand. I only got maybe 1 month of summer, 5 weeks max. Sorry, 1 month of winter, 5 weeks max. And what you'll see here, so it's like they have people in the village that, it's not that they're guarding the area, but they're kind of doing like there's entry fees for bikers. Sepeda motor, like if you're on a motorbike and you're going to the beach, you pay like it's probably like 50 cents entry fee. And I love these little ways that the government is able to earn, not even the government, the locals are able to earn from just us. Feels like occupying, but just taking over their land. And I'm so mindful that when a place is a paradise, everyone of course wants to come, and the mindset is to take photos, take videos, take excursions, but it's all about you. And so when I started studying the language 3 years ago, it was my way of like meeting the locals halfway and like giving back, and just a form of respect. Like it takes time, energy, and money to, hello, it's okay, learn a new language. So yeah, anyways, so what I did this week is I hosted a couples retreat in this insane villa on Airbnb. You could see photos on my Instagram, but it was unbelievable. It almost felt like if I built a home, it would look like this. It had this gorgeous, probably, I don't know, it felt like 3-story ceilings, but for 1 story. And it was, one side was only a bookshelf. So it was really cool to see. And the bookshelf led to a secret trap door that led to another room. So it just, unbelievable. Let me just quickly show you these views, by the way. Right? Okay, let me get to the point. So at the couples retreat, I had a couple friends that have been married, and I know with Stefan, like, male friendships are just different than female friendships. And I also recognized that when Stefan was going to be like a big part of my life, I wanted all my friendships to be something where I wanted to prioritize more couple friendships, so that like when I'm hanging with my girl, the husbands can hang out with each other, but also they can create this type of brotherhood that holds them accountable, allows them to pour and grow and learn from each other. And the husbands of the women that I invited, I mean, they're just brilliant humans and literally remind me so much of Stefan. And so it was just incredible to see all the synchronicities and similarities between the 3 guys and how quickly they hit it off, because you just never know energy and vibe. And it feels like such a yeah, it's not a guarantee. You could be really good friends with someone, but it doesn't mean your husband's gonna be really good friends with their husband. So this is like newlywed life. I'm trying to like assimilate and like, you know, and with his friends we're doing the same, and I'm meeting them, and yeah, it just feels really good. So we stayed for like 4 days in the villa, and just the days were filled with activities, conversations, discussions, prompts, feedback, activities. We're gonna go hike a waterfall later this week, so it's almost like still continuing even though the retreat is over. Okay, it's a lot of construction happening. That's one thing about the Bali development, is that every place will have loud chainsaw noises. So I hope my voice is picking up. And sorry that my hand is getting tired. Okay, this one's probably gonna be shorter. I'm around the corner from the cafe. So that's what we did. We just really got to pour into each other, share stories of, yeah, and even creative problem solving. Conflict is inevitable. How do you creatively problem solve as a couple who does business together? Like all of these kind of conversations. Okay, you're gonna get this angle. My arm is so tired. All of these conversations were so beautiful and so necessary, and it's hard to get them anywhere else in a capacity that is honest and intimate. And with so many podcasts and so many books, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of blanket advice out there, but the best advice and the best probably insight that you're going to get about relationships are going to be from your married friends, your divorced friends even, but just your friends, like people on a day-to-day level who you resonate with, that you already share other values and interests with, and it just made it that much more real. But the perspective gain was invaluable, and I think we probably saved 5 therapy sessions just from the week. What I learned is that no matter what you are going through, whether it's in your personal life, in your family life, in your relationship life, we are not that unique. And my favorite trend on Instagram currently, probably on TikTok right now as well, is that people, oh, by the way, those are friendly honks. The honks here are not like in New York or LA. It's like a tap tap, I'm here, just letting you know, because the roads are often just like made for one way, but it's two way. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, the trend on TikTok and Instagram is that we do not live a single unique experience anymore. Like every single thing that we have encountered, felt, done has been done before, felt before, and it's hilarious to see it lived out in someone else's reality. So yeah, it's just, I'm learning that however unique a situation or issue that might come up in my relationship or in my life, hands down someone else knows exactly where I'm coming from. So that's what I learned, and what I felt is just incredibly full. The only birthday gift I asked for was on Instagram. I asked people who were older than me, I turned 34, I asked them to share any life wisdom that just resonates, anything that comes to mind. And what happened is almost 1,000 comments of just people from around the world just pouring into me, and that felt like, I mean, that's a love language. You know, depth, intimacy, growth, creative conversations. So I felt like I learned so much in such a short amount of time, and what I need to do is compile some of my favorite just life wisdom, things that people shared, and then make a carousel out of it or something, and just honor the people that took the time to do that for me on my birthday, because it made me feel really special. And that's about it. I know this one is probably on the shorter side, but this is a bakery dog. He lives right outside the bakery, and they make the best sourdough bread every morning, and he has his fair portion every single day. I'm excited. I'll be here again. Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm in a flow that makes me feel like I'm in my 20s again. I think the older we get, the more serious life gets, the more responsibilities we have, and yeah, it can just be really easy to forget the joy and the childlike nature that travel can bring out of us. And I know this might not be, possible for everyone in terms of like having kids or needing to be close to family. Certain certain roles in your job, still having a 9 to 5 that requires you to be in an office, like all of this is still like a huge deterrent for many people. So I don't want you to look at it as something that you have to figure out overnight, but rather creating a 3 to 5 year plan, maybe an exit plan that gets you closer to something like this. And there were a couple friends who, once they saw us living it, they were like, oh, this, I see glow, like I see. And we were like just breaking down how possible it is, even though they both have work that kind of requires them to be in a stable situation, time-wise and stuff. But even if it's just 1 or 2 months of the year, that still is something. And yeah, it's just worth a shot. So, all right, I am here. Thanks, y'all, for coming on this walk with me. And I will see you next week, hopefully on time. Bye.